for joining us today on Around the Peninsula. I'm Maria Serrao. We are here today at the Terranea Resort for a huge event. We are marking 50 years of Lomita Sheriff's Department.
We are here tonight to celebrate 50 years of service in Lomita, Rancho Palos Verdes, Rolling Hills, and Rolling Hills Estates, and some unincorporated areas on the peninsula, and also in San Pedro. But we're here to celebrate and to say thank you to the men and women that have served our 5 communities in and around the peninsula. And we're also here to raise some money because the foundation that we started is only 13 months old. So we're brand spanking new. So we are working very closely with Captain Kimberly Guerrero, our captain of the station, and we'll see where it goes. I'm excited that we're here.
You know what we love the most about the Sheriff's Department here is it's really like a family. We do a lot of things together. Talk about that togetherness, especially bonding 5 cities, like you said.
Sure. Well, I don't want to speak for my colleagues on the 4 cities, but when we run for city council, our number 1 priority is public safety. So for me and for my colleagues in all the 4 cities, public safety is the number 1 priority. So that's why all the cities are here tonight. All the city managers are represented, some of the assistant city managers, but all the council members are going to be here this evening too. But you're right, it is a family. And we work very closely with the Sheriff's Department. We help them out. They're there, when we call and need their help. But they're there also at our events. When we're there, at our local events that we have, either it be a pancake breakfast, a neighborhood watch meeting, you name it, they're there. And so for us, we as a community now have the opportunity to give back. And we can give back not just tonight, but forever, because we have an opportunity, because with budget cuts, a lot of times our station gets left out. So we might not be properly equipped, or the men and women that put their lives on the line for us are not properly equipped. Either be shields or, a new, vest, or it could be drones. I mean, we don't, that's an opportunity where, or it could be, maybe a new canine or new bikes, whatever it is. We have that opportunity to give back.
You talked about the foundation and that it's new. Tell me the kind of work that you're doing in the foundation.
Sure. Well, I can tell you right now, we've been working tirelessly. Julia Parton, in my opinion, is a dynamo. I mean, God love that woman because she is really kind of spearheaded and really kind of chaired. She always kind of passes the buck that, I'm the president of the foundation, but it's Julia Parton that has been really the woman that has really pushed us all. We've had some great folks from Ralph Felix from Cal Water, Jennifer Alvera from Green Hills, Chris Payne from Black Knight Patrol, and many others, Sharon Shapiro Fox from Athens. We have a great board that wants to give back. And, these companies, that it's, part of their culture to give back. And so we meet monthly. We've been meeting a lot lately in the last couple of months leading into this gala tonight. But it's an opportunity, and if you're listening at home and if you want to give back too, and you have an interest on coming on the board, we'd love to have you. We want people from all 4 communities a part of this board.
People reach you?
Well, they can reach me either calling City Hall at Lomita, or my email is my last name Warnick at yahoo.com. Reach out to me, but call the city, ask for Mark Warnick. They'll put you in touch, or you can reach out to Julia Parton at Malaga Bank. Everybody on the peninsula knows Julia, so reach out to us or Jennifer at Green Hills. There's ways to get a hold of us and ways that we'd love to have you. And if you want to give back to a worthy cause, and I know there's a lot of worthy causes on the peninsula and Lomita and around the South Bay, but this is about public safety here.
Lastly, just to touch upon the fact that police officers, sheriffs, really first responders, they're so humble, and that's what's so wonderful about what you're doing.
Absolutely. It's like we've been asking the captain for a wish list, and it's like, and I know she has, wants to give us a wish list, and she wants this because we want to make sure we get those items to give back. But you're right, they are very humble, just like our fire department. I've been active through my Kiwanis Club in Lomita, and we've given a lot of money back through our spaghetti dinner to both the sheriff's department and the fire department. And both of them are just so humble. They're so appreciative that the community is coming together for them. And so I know we're here tonight for the Sheriff's Foundation, but now the fire department is reaching out to me and saying, hey, what about maybe an LA County Fire Peninsula, Lomita, Fire Foundation? And I mean, we should be giving back. Why not? Yeah.
All right, Mr. Medawar, it's so nice to see you tonight, and I know that this is very special for you. How many years now with the police?
I've been a reserve officer. This April will be 40 years. I was sworn in 1986. Single guy, just opened my business a few years before that. And you blink and 40 years go by. What a blessing that is.
What made you 40 years ago want to reach out and be involved with the sheriffs and the police?
Well, it's a funny story, and I'll be very brief. I had this very distinguished gentleman will come into the shop with a bag of goodies, and I was very happy to help him. Tested the gold, told him if it was a diamond, the value of this, and he would leave. Never knew who he was. One day I get a call, and my secretary said, the chief of police would love to talk to you. And I'm like, uh-oh, what did I do? Come to find out he was the chief of police. He said, Bob, you've been very accommodating and helping, and I have a room on the reserve corps, so I would love to have you apply and become part of the family. And that's how it started.
What was that like, those initial moments when you joined from being a jeweler to law enforcement?
Well, I've been a hunter for many years since I was a kid. So that was like the crowning jewel when you're asked to be part of a local police department. And what an amazing department it's been. We've been through a lot, many chiefs, but it's a local department that supports its locals, and we're there to make sure that everybody's safe.
Public safety is so important, but I think the most humblest people always are first responders, and that's why it's so nice what everybody's doing here tonight.
Absolutely. I tell all my neighbors and all my friends and customers, every one of us is a law enforcement officer. And that's how we love to train each other. I got trained by the department, went to the academy and did the full gamut, and keep on my training because it is a perishable skill. You have to keep doing that. But the beauty of the community that we live in, we always look out for each other. We are a family. My neighbors, I've known them for 31 years. My wife was born and raised here. I moved to PV when I was 17.
Just a couple years ago.
Just a couple years ago. So we are very blessed to be in this community. But I really want to thank and recognize our local sheriff department. They are amazing, especially in the days that we live in. Policing is very hard, but they do it with dignity. They are very gentle. I've noticed a couple of situations where the de-escalation technique worked, and that's what's it all about. So thank you for allowing me to say these kind of few words and thank our community for their support.
So to celebrate 50 years of Lomita Station is amazing, but we're really here, the foundation's here to raise money. The department has a list of needs, and we want to help fulfill those needs. So we're here to raise some money. and also adds moral support to our sheriff deputies that are out there protecting us every day.
I think a lot of people don't realize that they don't have absolutely everything they need. So that's why it's so important to raise money.
It is. And the one thing that just amazes me is that we don't have drones yet here, the drone program. So if that's something that we can help with, but there's more to just the drones. There's training, there's new officers that probably have to run that drone program. So I'm hoping that's one of those things that we can help, especially with our terrain and on the hill, with all of our canyons. I know we have posse, but drones would probably make their job a lot more safer for them.
This is also one of those events where we see everybody in the community and all the cities coming out to celebrate this.
Isn't that nice? All 3 contracted cities are here, plus Lomita. We have a great group here. And I mean, for Sheriff Luna to come as well with his wife, Celeste, that was just amazing. And we also have commanders, we have captains from other stations. What a great night.
And really, they're so humble. They don't expect it, but I know how much they appreciate. Talk about that.
They do, and I think it's an unwritten. I mean, they don't have to, like you said, they don't have to say anything to us. You could just tell how appreciative. And when I was talking with Sheriff Luna earlier, he thanked me, and I said, no, I'm thanking him for being here. This is something I want to do. I give up my time, and I feel proud and honored to help with our department. So.
Well, it means a lot to me. I grew up in Lawndale, where we had the Sheriff's Department as our police force in the city. And then I moved to RPV in 1988. So I've been up here for many years, own a home. And the sheriffs have always been great. You call them up, they show up, they help you out when you need help. And so when I was asked to be on the board, I jumped at the opportunity.
I love the fact that the foundation is coming together now as well. We're hearing about that, and really just so many good things that people can get involved with to help out.
Yes, we are. We're raising money for things that they need and they don't have. They don't have drones on the peninsula, on the hill. They don't have quad runners. With all these young kids on electric bikes, they can't catch them when they go on the trails. They don't have a side-by-side. Their side-by-side went down about 8 years ago. They don't have that. So we've already raised enough money, and we've gotten some money from Janice Hahn's office. We're going to get a side-by-side. We're going to get a couple quad runners. We have raised money with a couple golf tournaments now. We're going to get drones. So I think we're doing really well for being a new foundation.
It really, all first responders, so humble, and I know how much they appreciate this tonight.
I think so. They've been very appreciative of all of our work. We see them all the time at our board meetings. We have half our board meetings down at their station, and it's very welcoming, and they're very nice.
What has it meant to you to be a part of this?
It's just giving back to the community. These first responders they're incredible. I've seen them for years here on the Hill. They show up, they do their job, don't ask for anything, so it's time we give back.
So 50 years of the Sheriff's Department, what an amazing event just to be a part of, and especially since they are so deserving of this.
Very much so, and I think this foundation is very important because there's budget issues right now, and I think they need all the support that we can get for them. And that translates into public safety for our city. So this event is great for that as well.
Also, we always talk about the 4 cities, the 5 cities, including Lomita, coming together, and I think this is one of those perfect events because everybody just wants to be supportive of public safety.
Especially in this environment, it's good to see our communities, our different cities coming together to actually show support for the Sheriff's Department because they do so much for us. And with the patrolling and making sure they're keeping our streets safe, showing that the support from the encouragement from the community, I think, translates. And an event like this is very important to actually show it in action, and especially for the environment we're in.
You brought up a really interesting point too. The foundation is raising money to buy things that they could not afford, and one of the other deputies was telling me about that. So it's kind of amazing to raise money just for things that they need on their everyday, like equipment and just things they don't have the money for.
You know, I hate to equate it to school, but sometimes when our students don't have access to resources because of funding issues, it behooves parents to support. And I think the same thing for us. When our sheriffs, the guys that support us and protect us, need our help, we should step in and help them as well.
Lastly, there's so many people from the community that are here tonight just to support the sheriffs, and I think that shows a sense of community.
It definitely does. You know, showing up, they show up for us, so we should definitely show up for them. Hopefully tonight there's a lot of folks that came here to voice their opinions, show their support, and show their love for the sheriffs that we have in our city.
Years celebrating the sheriffs, and I know that they are so humble, as are you, to be just giving of yourselves. Tell me what this means to you tonight to be here.
This is very important to me. It's very important to the council. It's very important to the community. They've been serving, the Lomita Sheriff's Office has been serving us for 50 years, and they're protectors. So to say how reliant we are upon their work effort and what they do in the field, and the fact that they're out there every day, 24 hours a day, is just fantastic. So this is a little bit what we can do to give back and participate in this great event. So I'm very happy to be here.
You know, I think it's interesting you just said that about giving back, because I don't think they expect it, but I sure know they appreciate it.
They appreciate it. You know, when you're a little more informal in a conversation with them, and I just had the opportunity to recently do a ride along. I felt that firsthand. It's a little more personal. And it's very much that two-way feel of serving, giving back, and respect for each other.
Is that the first time you had done a ride-along?
It is.
What was that like? Tell me about that experience.
It was looking through a different lens at our city. I'm a 40-year resident, and I saw the city differently through a different pair of eyes. I got to do things that I didn't know you could do in terms of access. I should say that everybody that's served by LA County Sheriff's Office, the three communities. I found there were places in the middle of our communities that are served by LA County Sheriffs that I didn't know. I thought they were served by the LAPD, didn't know that. So it was just a real eye-opener in a few short hours of participating as they serve a day. The other thing I noticed immediately is they never stop working. From the second you get in the car with them, there is so much going on with the deputy sheriffs while you're in the vehicle there. It's just astounding. There is no breaks, there is no lunch, there is no nothing. They're on call, and they're plugged in from the second they get in till their shift's over. So it was really a great experience.
I'm very honored to be here tonight, and really we're celebrating 50 years of service that our deputy sheriffs have been providing for this amazing community. And to walk in here and know that all these folks here, this board, has really uplifted our deputies and said, you're important enough and we want to recognize all the years of service, that really touches my heart. So it's really nice and special that this is being done tonight.
This is the kind of community, I think, that does that, because they consider themselves a family. And I think that's so important in law enforcement, because I know you see yourselves that way as well.
Yeah, I've been in this profession for 40 years. I'm very proud of the profession, and to know that there is a family atmosphere, because every time I have 23 stations, right? And I love my kids all equally, but anytime I run into anybody who does work or lives or has businesses in this area, immediately it's like, that Lomita Sheriff Station is awesome, and they have personal stories of how they've interacted with our deputies, and that's very encouraging to hear that feedback, because there's a lot of support. And let's face it, law enforcement, being a deputy sheriff or a police officer, in my opinion, is the hardest job in America. So when you have folks, families, good business people who are sitting here propping up the great work they do, it is awesome, and this is exactly what our employees need.
You must be very proud. You have so many people that you look after in this, with all the different departments and things. What is that like for you?
I am very humbled. I am very proud. You use the word proud, and really honored, because I come to work and I have so many employees that are courageous, the heroic acts, the relentless drive to serve is just off the charts. There are so many stories every day, and a lot of them aren't told, of what our deputies do on each call. And that's why it's important, again, for us to take care of them from an employee wellness perspective, to get as much support, resources, equipment, technology, and we're working on that to make sure, because when I walked into this department, one of the things, just so much respect for the men and women that work here, but if people knew how shorthanded we are, how ill-equipped they have been, the lack of technology. So when you couple all that together and you realize how much they've been getting done even without that, nothing but props to our folks.
We need to do more good stories, don't you think?
100%. Yes, because 99% of everything they're doing is amazing. And it really does help with our recruitment and really our retention too, because when you hear these positive stories about the individuals that are out there putting their physical and mental well-being on the line, it really does help. It very much helps.
Thank you so much for all your service, and we're so honored that you're here tonight too. So thank you for spending a few minutes with us.
Well, thank you for being here to cover this, because what's going on here is special. And I think what we're doing here is we're basically passing this on to other folks that couldn't be here, and they say, I want to be involved in that. So let's hope that happens, and they support our deputy sheriffs across our entire department, but specifically here in the Lomita station.
You know, I know so many times when we talk to the sheriffs and they say, we love it when people come up to us and say hello. They're real people, and I love that, because it does make people more approachable, I think.
You have sons, daughters, mothers and fathers, coaches, members of churches. We are unique, but not different. And that is very important for everybody to realize how important that is. Just special people that do this job.
I got the mayor of Rolling Hills State. The one and only. Three trophies. Yeah, right on.
And a big congratulations to the Lomita Sheriff Station for 50 years. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Maria Serrao, and we'll see you next time around the peninsula.